No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. And today I'm back with an esteemed panel. I had booked an interview with my guy, JReal, right here.
West.
And he brought along somebody else.
Right.
Who, you coined a phrase that I use all the time.
Yeah.
God and Gumby.
God and Gumby.
It's only two things I care about. Only two things I need to get me through life.
God and Gumby.
God and Gumby.
Shout out to Gumby.
Gorilla Hebrew in this bitch too.
Yes, sir.
Saying verse.
Hey, how's it going? So, okay, we became familiar because you had kind of this like crazy moment on the Viral Way podcast when it became clear that you had some stuff to kind of get off your chest and everything. Right. But so we're gonna get into all that. But I mean, let's give them the rundown of like who you are and how you kind of came up.
Definitely, man. JReal, the realest, man, the most known unknown South Central artist in history. You know what I'm saying? Many people would claim not to know who I am, but then when I step in the room, everybody in that room definitely knows who I am, you know? I've been doing music about 20 years. I got songs, a discography. I got songs with Cocaine, Nocturnal, Schoolboy Q, AD, feature upon feature, Legendary Baller. We got RZA tributes dedicated to the Woo, you know what I'm saying? It's a long discography of work that I've been putting in. Omar Gooden. I ain't gonna call you Junior, nigga. Don't diss me. That's my guy. He gonna see that. We actually working on some music right now. Man, Pookie F and Rude, you know, just a lot of dudes that I've been working with throughout the years as an independent international artist. Also got tracks in South London, Poland, Iran, South Africa. So we working deeply on that part. Working on films right now, self-published author, also Land of No Pity, a South Central story. I guess we'll get into that a little bit later too.
For sure, but as far as your actual upbringing in LA, what area did you grow up in and what was that like?
Yeah, definitely 51st, 52nd Hoover Street. Originally, I want to say like 96, 97 is when I started representing the H, up until becoming a non-active member, probably around 09, 08, 09.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When I was just, because I started having kids. Okay. So I became, you know, I'm always, like I said, like always, I'm always be associated. I'm always be affiliated. I'm just not active. You know what I'm saying? I'm grown. I'm focused on other shit. I got kids, you know.
For sure.
But shout out Big Bosco. Shout out, you know, all the homies, rest in peace, Blind Twin, Cuda Bear. You know, shout out my 5-1 babies, Traffic, Dice over there, you know what I'm saying, where we used to loop the stick, D-Lore. And the list can go on and on and on, you know what I'm saying? My guy, you know what I'm saying, Big H's for Gorilla Hebrew, you know what I'm saying? So.
When you look back on it, becoming a Hoover member back in the day, was that something that you did because you wanted to fit in? Was it something you did for protection, or was it just kind of the most natural thing because of where you were at?
It was a part of that last part was, you know, natural because of where I was at. I grew up in foster homes and group homes.
Oh, okay.
So I grew up already displaced, moving from different neighborhoods to neighborhoods every 6 months, every 7 months. I've lived in Inglewood, went to Morningside. I went to Fauché, I went to Crenshaw. I've been, you know, I've been to school in San Bernardino's, all these different places. But initially, it all started when, in about 96, 97, I was dealing with some abuse from staff members in a boys' home.
Really? Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so I would run away. You know what I'm saying? You know, you get caught up by the truancy officers, police, or whatever, they bring you back. Run away, come back type of thing. So initially, I had a foster brother named Lawrence. His mother lived in 7-4 Hoover Hood. This is where I would go. I would go to his grandmother would like let us in, you know, and all that type of stuff.
And just real quick, what happened with your parents that landed you in the foster home system?
That's it. So now we're getting into the book because that's about autobiography. But my mother abandoned me when I was 3 months. I was a doorstep baby. I was left at rest in peace, Miss Barbara. You know what I'm saying? Bless her soul. But my father was an alcoholic. He was, I'm not gonna say that he ain't shit, you know what I'm saying, because he attempted to do what he could with this situation. But he also waited until he was 40 to have me. So in this situation, there was a lot of things going on. As I hear it, prior to my biological mother passing away, it was more like a keep a brother baby type of situation. Okay. He was getting married to another woman. She thought getting pregnant was going to keep him. He was like, let's get up out of here with that weird shit. So she had 2 other kids. She was on the run from the feds at the time. She had gotten into some shit with her ex-husband.
The feds for what?
I don't know. That information was never really disclosed to me because it was kind of like, that's something I don't want to relive when I did talk to her about it. But I know it involved drugs. I know it involved some type of robbery. I'm not sure if it was bank or something like that, but she definitely was on the run from the feds. And I guess she felt like if Pops ain't gonna pull his weight, it's easier for me to just drop the baby off. So like I said, Miss Barbara, shout out to Miss Barbara. Miss Barbara was that elderly woman in the neighborhood who kind of looked out for all the kids.
Really?
You know, she was like the foster home before the foster home. You feel me? So the story goes, my mother would bring me over there. And one day she would bring me by often because Miss Barbara would have things, food boxes, diapers, stuff to help the women out in the neighborhood.
Sure.
And she brought me over there. She told me that she'll be back in about 2 or 3 months because when she get over these cases, do everything she got to do. She never came back. So that's how that led and began with me living in that type of life. Weird story is that on the same block, on the same neighborhood, my biological grandmother was Miss Barbara's best friend. Oh. So they used to watch like the Stories Guide and Light, all my children, all that type of shit together. And then grandma looking at me, they looking at baby pictures of Pops. So they called Pops. Pops slide over like, yeah, he already knew. He like, yeah, that's me, but I'm not. Take him back where you go, type of shit. So my biological grandmother made the decision to say, no, this is blood. Let me take him. But due to disruptive and dysfunctional behavior through the years at her elderly position, she wasn't able to deal with me, So it would suggest other family members didn't want to take me because of whose son I was.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
But did you ever reconnect with your mom as the years went by?
I paid $278 to one of those. I don't know if y'all remember in like the early 2000s, they had those find people websites.
Really?
You can find people's address and do. I paid $270 in like 2010, 2011 to find her because I had at the time I had children.
Yeah.
And I felt like that like they need to have a grandmother. They had their mother's mother in their life. Where's my mother? You know what I'm saying? So I found her, I reached out and I let her know that, look, check this out. It's not bygones gonna be bygones because I got deep-seated issues because of your abandonment. But that's something I gotta work out in therapy and X, Y, and Z. But there's no reason that you can't be here for these grandkids. They don't, because I didn't know you doesn't mean they don't have to know you. So I'm not finna be spiteful and keep them out of your life because you wasn't in mine. So I gave her that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, look, tell me your story. Give me the rundown. What happened? How was it? I know Pops is like this and things is like that.
Because you getting some closure about what was going on with your mom.
I ain't have a straight relationship.
If you're in therapy, you know that this is all about getting to the root of all this shit, and you understanding that could help you get past all that stuff.
I keep calling these bitches, and why I got all these trust issues with women? Why I can't stay in a relationship for a elongated amount of time? Why do I practice self-sabotage in any relationship I have with a woman? These are all due to the separation anxiety and separation issues that I have with my mother. Of course, I'm not gonna think you're gonna always have my back. My mama didn't even always have my back. So I'm gonna always be looking at you. Grandma put me in the foster system. Aunties didn't like me. Didn't want me to spend the night over their house. So every encounter with a woman, even when I got older, I lived with my sister, she put me out to go stay with a dude. She like, you want to run the streets? I'm like 17, you know what I'm saying? She like, oh, you want to be in and out? I'm moving we was in the Dino. She like, I'm moving to Pomona. I don't know what you gonna do. Now I had a 385Z. I slept in the Z for about 2 years. And I start to use women to get what, you know what I'm saying? Girls who like me. I need to eat. I need clothes. I need this and that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have the mind frame of entrepreneurship or economic development to where, okay, just go get a job. Go to labor ready. Go to day ready jobs and just work and grind and stack and save. I'm like, nah, I'm finna use these women. You know what I'm saying? Everything on the bitch. The bigger the bitch, the bigger the bag. You know what I'm saying? So, and even though I'm saying all of this and people gonna be like, oh, he hates women, all this. No, I'm saying this because this is what was necessary for me to speak on in therapy. This was what was necessary for me to have an understanding about what my issue is. You know what I'm saying? So I can because I have a daughter. So I got to clear this bullshit up with women so I can be able to be the type of man that my daughter's gonna need. You know what I'm saying? So all of that came ahead with that. And she passed away. You know, I sat at the foot of her deathbed.
But was she not receptive when you talked to her about forming a relationship with your daughters and everything?
Who, my mother?
Yeah, was she not really hearing it?
She was with it. She was 100% with it. She cried. We cried. I told her I forgive her. You know what I'm saying?
That's deep.
Because at the end of the day, you know, she went and got sanctified, saved, Holy Ghost, all that. She was driving up for MTA. Now I'm dating myself.
Well,
MTA, RTD, all that.
All
you know
that,
what I'm saying? And she had got her life together. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, if you're gonna be there, if you're gonna start calling, you're gonna start coming. Here's the address. Here's the number. You're gonna be vivid and instrumental in their life. Come on, and we got about a good 10 years.
Yeah,
about her before she passed away. So my kids got to experience that. Even though with me and her, it was still a lot of unclosed doors. You know what I'm saying? It was still a lot of locked doors between me and her because I'm 20-some years struggling with this shit. You feel me?
No, for sure.
Now I got wife, you know, daughter. At the time I was married, but, you know, I got wife, daughter, and all this other shit, and shit ain't working out. And it's like, why? What's wrong? What's the issue? You know what I'm saying? I can't lead a family if I can't lead myself out of my own problems.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm saying?
For sure. So, okay, what were all those years like, though? You kind of got into the street lifestyle, and were you, I mean, there's like a lot of different versions of that. There's like dudes who are running around doing
crash test dummy.
Okay.
I was trying to, I lacked guidance. I didn't have a father. My mother didn't give a about me. I was out there trying to prove myself to whoever would give me acknowledgement. Didn't matter what it was, what big homie it was, what dumbass shit they was telling me to do. Up IDs, getting put on checklists, you know, doing X, Y, and Z without, you know, incriminating myself, you know. But at the same time, I was willing and ready to do whatever it was to not just impress them, but validate my own manhood, which was missing in my life. So it was, I'm the biggest, I'm the baddest. I had got shot the first time at 16. I ran up on the motherfuckers with the pistol.
Really?
I ran up on them. You know, 40s. Every time I've been shot, it's been about it. But every time I've been shot, I've been hit 5 times, and every time it's about their ass. You know what I'm saying? But and at this time, we was coming from the liquor bank on Crenshaw and Stocker. That's when the liquor bank was still there. And I ain't gonna name no names. I know who they are, but I ain't gonna name no names. But yeah, we got into a counter, man, and this is how short term I thought my life was gonna be, you know, and how I thought one moment of supposed greatness and sacrifice for the hood would at least give me something.
Immortalize me.
And they didn't give me nothing but a 357 Magnum to the stomach. You know what I'm saying? So I've been doing my thing for years and years. Those who know me, you know what I'm saying? We run from the 50s to the 100s and all that type of stuff. But my enticement with the hood was strictly about vindication and validation. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be vindicated, trying to be validated as a man. You know, I want other men to look at me as a man because I ain't have the man who's supposed to do it.
When you're 16, you just know that there's other dudes around you and that they are respected and that they are treated well and that they just have proven themselves and everybody acts like that. And when you're 16, you're kind of trying to figure out like, all right, so how do I speed up this process so that people will give me that kind of respect? And this is not just in the gang life. This is in everything. But in the gang life is where a lot of the time the things that are expected of you is stuff that could realistically get you locked up for 20 years.
Locked up, could end your life, could end your family's lives, you know, traumatized and detriment to your children, all types of shit. But when you in a vibe and you in a race and a struggle for respect, none of that matters. It's like it all goes out the window. It's the that when you step on his shoe, he blow you away. Because it was never about the shoe. It was never about the shoe. You know what I'm saying? It was always about the respect or the disrespect they're in. We motherfuckers got to wake up to that bullshit. Don't get me wrong, man. I'm pretty good at defending myself and checking that come into the system wrong, come around me wrong, like we're going to deal with a little bit here, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not no dummy. I'm not no fool. I understand that I want to go home. I want my kids to see me get old. You know what I'm saying? I want to see my grandchildren, hopefully my great-grandchildren, you know, and just run around representing something that doesn't truly represent you is idiotic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So...
Nah, especially as you get older, it's like you hear about shit that going on, bad situations, people getting shot, etc., and you're just like, okay, how am I going to avoid being around the next time that happens? Whereas when you're young, when you're in your teenage years, it's like, damn, I wish I was around to see that crazy shit happen.
You running towards that,
you know,
shit.
yeah.
Exactly. You get older. They always say, they be like, homies get older and they move out the hood. You know what I'm saying? They run from the hood. They abandon the hood. No, they just got smart. They just wanted to redirect and change their environment so they can have more chances than what they know is already there. If they know every time I go to the store, it's a chance I'm gonna get shot, bro. I'm gonna start shopping at other stores. You know what I'm saying?
Naturally.
And you can naturally.
If I want to live.
So if I know I'm gonna live in this neighborhood, if I know I got to raise a fundamental family foundation, I got to build something. But I know my kids could possibly not make it home from school, then I'm going to get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So I got it. I come back, all that, you know, but it's not the new generation, but it's that hype and that recurring, what we talking about, the necessity for validation, the necessity to be vindicated. It ain't changed. You go do 30 years, 25 years in the pen and come home and still want that same validation. We'll sit out and do young dumb shit just so young dumb can look up and think they not acting that way. You know what I'm saying? Instead of guiding and leading and put something out. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the homie Big Bosco. You know, that's what he did. He did 30. Came home and started really representing himself as a guy, like somebody who guides the youngsters from the hood, you know what I'm saying? Still holding true to the rules of this shit though, because without rules we got dysfunction, man, and dysfunction breeds chaos. And people who are chaotic is a people easily controlled. You know what I'm saying? If you got chaos, all you gotta do is just whatever they think chaos is not, you just gotta wave that in front of them. They're going to come to you. So we got to wake up and see that shit, and that ain't no racial thing. That ain't no, that's black, white, purple, yellow, green.
Just people.
That's just people, human nature. You know what I'm saying?
But so last night I got a flat tire in my car, had to get towed. And so I'm sitting in the tow truck with this dude, and he's from a section in LA and everything. And he's driving the tow truck and stuff. And he starts telling me a little bit about his upbringing and stuff. And I'm realizing like, oh, this is a guy who grew up right in the middle of a bunch of crazy ass shit and decided to go and get a normal job and have a normal life and everything. And I'm like, that's amazing. And when I'm listening to you talk about dudes who went in and did 30 years and then came out and got their life together, I'm like, that's really the job and the struggle of society is how do we teach people to prioritize themselves and their lives without having to go and do a couple decades in prison in order to realize what this guy who's relatively young got apparently just through maybe he had really good parents or maybe he was just had somebody in his ear that made him realize that it was better to get a good job and slowly build up your life and start a family, etc., rather than just run around and do all this crazy shit. Yeah.
Right.
So during all that time, you have any jail or prison bids?
I did a couple. I haven't had a number, so I've not been on anybody's yard.
Okay.
Whatever wood.
This is wood. It's close enough, right?
Not on wood. But I've had my brushes with the law. You know, I've did little stints here, 6 months there, 4 months there. Never nothing extremely violent or irrational. It'd be shit like, you know, paraphernalia or DUI, obstruction, you know what I'm saying, cussing the police out or getting in their face, you know what I'm saying.
So you've been kind of lucky in that regard?
Well, I mean, I done got my ass whipped a couple times by the police, you know. I remember one time I was in Highland, man, they whipped my ass and dropped me off in a SA hood, like the movie.
Like the movie.
Right?
Really? Like Menace.
They dropped me off in the SA hood, bro, and I guess they thought the SAs was going to me up, bro, and I just walked up out of there. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no like, oh, they came and took me to the hospital like the movie.
Yeah, like the movie.
But they definitely dropped me on the wrong side of the tracks after putting the billy club to a motherfucker. So I've experienced it from that side, you know, and I ain't no angel. I didn't do my thing too. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my thing on the other side. Karma is a bitch. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things I feel like I've been through is I planted those seeds. You know what I'm saying? And it's just you know, chickens coming home to roost type of situation. You know.
Okay, for sure. So when did you start to realize that you wanted to take a step away from this life? Like when did that start to come into your mind?
Soon as my daughter got here. My son got here, like I said, about 09, my son got here. 010, between 010 and 11, my daughter got here. When my son got here, I still had him in the backseat. We were still sliding through the turf and all this other type of shit. And then I started realizing that my activity that I'm doing in here and how I'm moving around, motherfuckers see me, they might want to send something my way. I want my kids in the back seat, you know what I'm saying? Or something happened, I pull up somewhere, go in the store, and never come out, type of thing. I started thinking about really thinking about that shit. Like, bro, I can go get a fresh white T-shirt and
it's over.
Run into the Enemigo and it's over. And my son be in the car and it's like, this not the type of life I want. And then when my daughter got here, I'm gonna tell you some real shit, probably the realest shit to me was when my daughter got here, I realized that the man she brings home in the future is gonna be me. Whatever love, whatever I put into her, whatever I taught her, whatever I gave her, that's gonna break down into what she gonna receive from a man. Now I'm showing her how to be loved by a man and how a man's supposed to act and what a man's supposed to do. So that's what she gonna look for when she look for a man. And I didn't want that representation. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want her walking in the house with somebody. It's like when sometimes like we ask females, you know what I'm saying? Like you talk about what men not doing, what men supposed to be doing, but what you want your daughter coming in the house like you are.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? The way you act, your attitude, your nasty attitude, you got a disgusted mouth, your hygiene ain't right, all you do is drink Casamigos and smoke big ass blunts all day, you don't brush your teeth, your weave is stinking, I can see the glue coming off that. What you want your daughter, you know what I'm saying, going through that? Okay then, so I don't want my son or my daughter accepting me from another young man like that. And I definitely don't want my boys' life being cut short because they trying to imitate Pops. See, Pops started this gangster shit. Pops started this because I was an outcast. My back was against the wall. I came up in a time where motherfuckers was really out there on them streets. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Really out there on them streets, bro. My son, bro, I was gonna say, so y'all ain't like, and what terminology I want to use? They weird, man.
Yeah. They get home on the tablet.
They weird.
They on the game.
They hard is different from our hard.
For sure.
They gangster is different from our gangster. They ops is different from our ops. But I always tell my son, I say, because he don't game, he play football. You know what I'm saying? He football star, pretty boy type shit, right? But I always tell him, I say, you winning automatically because I'm here. The fact that I'm here, day one, you won already, bro. You already so far ahead of the game because Pops is here. You know what I'm saying? And me and your mother have learned how to co-parent in a way that's not mentally or physically damaging to your growth and development. We've understood, we found a way to understand how to coexist and still be independent entities without damaging y'all and fucking y'all shit up. You know what I'm saying? So that type of shit's important to me. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. Like I say, I'm still affiliated. I'm in the 80s a week ago. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in the 50s 3 weeks ago. I was on 51st earlier today. You know what I'm saying? So these my people, these my folks, this my family. I'm gonna always represent, I'm gonna always be associated with the group, with the H. I'm gonna always be from Hoover to the day I die. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't Hoover, it ain't scandalous. You only in it to win it, all that good stuff. But as an individual, man, I gotta be smart. I gotta make my own moves, you know what I'm saying? And if I can use the groove to help elevate myself and others and give some type of, kind of like, what the homie doing. He doing it in his own way, through the spiritual and the religious standpoint. Then we got like the homie Gumby, you know what I'm saying, for example, who's doing it all the way on the tier, level 4 type of, but we go from, just like we run from the 50s to the 100s, we run from chalk to charcoal. Our intellects also run in that way too. And I'm like in the middle, don't get it wrong. I'm articulate, I know how to speak, I'm trying to do the right thing, but I'll beat your ass. I will fade. Fade is what I do. I take fades, you know what I'm saying? Which, like I said, we're gonna talk about that a little bit later too, but I'm not looking to take nobody's life. I'm not looking to start continuous beef with somebody. I'm not looking to, oh, there you go, let me go get the little. Nah, you have an issue with me as a man, we confront that issue. If we got to go to blows, I'll whoop your ass and go home. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't got to go X, Y, and Z. But yeah.
So, okay, you're talking about doing music with people like Schoolboy Q and shit like that. When did you start making music, and you know, at what point were you taking it serious enough that all these people wanted to collaborate with you and whatnot?
My first show was in 1999.
Oh, shit.
I started writing poetry and shit in them foster homes and group homes. I ain't really have nothing else to really do like that to foster my. Yeah, I didn't have no other outlets. I hadn't been a part of the neighborhood yet. I hadn't went out in the streets yet. So I was a very closed in, little chubby little kid. Motherfuckers used to talk about me. I used to fight all the time at school and the foster homes, group homes. Like whoever said something slick, I would just let my anger come out. But then I would write a lot. I would read a lot, read these books. I felt like if I can learn these big ass words and learn how to manipulate them in rhyme and poetry form, that people will respect my intellect. And people would stop talking about me and making fun of me, and people would see me in a different light, because I felt like what I am physically and what I have is not working. So I gotta step my little shit up. So anyway, around 1999, I started going down to Leimert Park. The homie, shout out to homie Marcus, Big Blue Rag 1. He stayed over there. And if you know, like the Crenshaw district in that area, like from where the Baldwin's Hills Mall is all the way down to Leimert Park, that's really commerce area. All hoods be in there. You know what I'm saying? You niggas selling t-shirts, they selling tree, they got airbrush pants. It was a hub of business of South Central's economics. So it really, hood shit happened, but that was a place where you can go and have a 6-0 and a 40 and a Hoover and they from the jungles and all that in that little circle right there, because they trying to, one the DVD man, one's the weed man, all this shit, right? So the homie Romeo Holloway, shout out 9000 A block, which is the zip code over there. I was homeless at the time. I was sleeping next to that zebra in Leimert Park on the bus stop. So every morning I would go over there to their barbershop. They had a barbershop there. I think it was Player Tay's, tattoo shop, Daddy Dave's burger joint, the barbershop, liquor bank, all that, the car wash across the street. It was major activity. So I used to go over there and try and bum weed. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I used to go over there, it's just one of the places you showed up every day until you became a part of the fixture. Like, this nigga show up every day. A year later, we don't know how he got here, but that's the homie. Like,
and now we're passing him the blunt.
Now we're passing him the blunt. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I used to have to do. Cause I ain't know nobody, wasn't nobody bringing me nowhere, taking me nowhere and all that. And then from where I was from, I had associations and affiliations with the homies, but I'm not gonna lie to you, bro, that first 2 or 3 years of banging Hoover, a lot of the homies used to be like, bruh, what is you doing? What you doing with your life? You walk around the hood getting shot, like you crash test dummy, you following other homies, like, cause you know, motherfuckers from the hood click up, they got their little cliques and shit. They like, bro, you following a lot of the homies used to be on my head about doing the right thing and going back to the group homes. I had a couple homies drop me back off at the Boston, like, bro, get your ass. But I started to want to get money. And I started to see how other niggas was getting money, in that environment I was in is very, a hood's environment economically is very, it's like levels to it. You can't just sell everything to everybody anywhere when you're from a hood. You gotta get permission here, you gotta do this here, you gotta know this there. You gotta watch yourself, because your own homies are, you know, do you. So I'm like, well, let me go over here. And then Rag lived over there. I met Romeo Holloway, and he had a 9008 block group. And so I would show up every morning when he opened the barbershop, and I would ask to hit his weed. He would make me do shit like sweep out in front of the barbershop or clean up, you know what I'm saying, clean up messes and shit like that, since I was gonna be around. Buy me a little t-shirt. He always taught me, no matter how much money you got in your pocket, you always go get you a fresh white. Because if they see you, they shouldn't know that you broke. Shouldn't smell that you ain't took a shot. Like, you should go steal some deodorant or something. Like, always focus on making yourself be who you need to be until you get there.
Exactly.
That's what he taught me. So he was also working with like Bobby Valentino at that time. Romeo Holloway is also, he was on the West Side Connections. He was featured on the West Side Connections album.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure that one where it was all black.
Yeah,
and then it was the I think one of them had the red rag, one had the blue rag, and the black rag.
The black rag, yeah.
Well, he was on that project. So he had some moves in the music that he was doing. I had always wanted to rap. I did my first show at a car lot opening in Hawthorne in 99. And I just started to progress from there, you know what I'm saying? I moved out to Dino with my sister. I started working with individuals there. A lot of early, that's Cocaine, Funk Cave, that old ruthless type of environment, you know what I'm saying? All the OGs that came from that era, I was kind of like the little dude around them when I was coming up, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna tell you one thing though about the music in me is that all the music I've done has been off of the fact of respect. It's not like, oh, this is the hardest on the planet. Oh, he got all the bread, he paying for the features. My shit was always like the situation where I got a song with Mitchie Slick, right? I got a song with Mitchie Slick. I got that song from Mitchie Slick, that feature from Mitchie Slick through the word of Cocaine. Cocaine, they had a song together called Time's Gonna Change. It was one of my favorite songs at the time. I got it, Uncle Coke. I said, hey, man, get it, Mitchie, man. See how much it's going to, see what we can do, man, and all that. I was talking about us three being on the track and me possibly being able to get on because they doing something. He happened to be in the studio with Mitchie. He like, pass the phone to me, pass the phone to Mitchie, huh? You know what I'm saying? And so he like, bro, you ain't got to go through Coca, Uncle Coca, none of that. You just, you know what I'm saying, come at me. I sent him the track. He did it for free. He sent it back. And that's how a lot of the work that I've done is, you know what I'm saying? It's always been off of the strength of respect, being out, knowing motherfuckers. That's why I say I'm the most known artist. Because when you say JReal the realest, you like, oh, damn, the singer or the whoop-de-whoop and that. But if you go behind the scenes, man, I'm going to tell you, I'm in the background of everything. I mean, the 7 to 7s, when Nipsey used to be at the 7 to 7s, when we used to be at the World on Wheel at the Rolling Rinks. I'm talking about back in the day at Lamert Park, Project Blow. I used to rap it like, I've always been in the background, you know what I'm saying? But
so, okay, from your perspective, what's the problem with the music scene in LA in terms of like people promoting each other? You hear this conversation going on, and a lot of people want to make it a gangbanging conversation. Is like dudes in LA are too burnt out on the gang shit. It becomes your entire personality. People don't want to hear that shit. And it seems very difficult to come up in this environment in which shit is so divided and people don't really want to see other people win. They look at everybody like they're trying to take a spot or whatever. Like, yeah.
And that's because it is. West Coast rap, West Coast gangster rap, or however you want to put it, was built on competition. That's what it was built on, you know? It was who got the hardest bars, who's got the, you know, we talking about like corrupt, you know what I'm saying? That was one of my, you know, it was corrupt, and it was like from the South, it was Ludacris, then it was like Twisted, it was all about bars and competition, who's the hardest, X, Y, and Z. Now, it's about clout, it's about clicks. So, same context, different content. You know what I'm saying? Still the same drive for attention, still the same drive to be looked at as you doing more or better than somebody else, but now the driver is the clicks, the shares, the numbers and all this other type of shit, which in the inverse don't produce you no money. No. At least back then, you could come out the trunk, you could pull up to a swap meet
get some money
and get out the trunk, you know what I'm saying? And if you had enough to burn 500 copies, you could sell them bitches as $1 a piece and still, now with the streaming, with all of this is like that. Like even right now, I'm doing music right now. I was just in the studio yesterday. Like I said, me and Pookie Farouk, me and Omar finna do another song. But I'm not doing music trying to be the next whatever. I'm 40 years old. I look like trying to, you know what I'm saying? But I look like trying to chase that dream. I ain't trying to be, you know, Drake or Kendrick or none of that. I love making music. I make good music, and over the years, I built a fan base. I enjoy doing this. I'm not going to stop doing this. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to always make music. I'm working on movie scores. We're doing all types of shit. I'm going to continue to put out singles, but in no way am I sitting up here like, this going to be the one. This year, you know, this year, motherfuckers.
We going platinum
this year, we going platinum, because that's not the way it works, bro.
But it's kind of disappointing and hard to deal with the fact that even if you wrote that song that was like the best song you ever wrote, and it's just like, it's so unbelievably hard to even get attention on music, no matter what. I saw an interview with Peasy the other day from Detroit, and he had a big record that kind of went nuts on TikTok and everything like that, but he was talking about how it costs $250,000 to make a record blow up to the point where everybody will even acknowledge it, which is kind of harsh.
You know? I mean, you got between between your songcast and all your little shit you got to fill out, your ASCAP, your BMIs, all this other shit you got going on, your streaming, your platform, your promotion, your marketing.
You got to pay no jumper for a promo post, you know?
Yeah, I'm saying you got to do all of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's costing.
It's costing. So, and we
Josh at nojumper.com.
We realized this 15 years ago.
Yeah.
15 years ago is when you still start to really see the shift and change in the music from the indie. First, it was a big drive to go independent because in the 90s, labels have been since the 40s. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now we coming into a place where we talking about independence. We talking about, building our own labels. And we got to see that type of shit within Rockefeller and So Def and, St. Lunatic. We got to see individuals coming to this music and do it. Like, damn, they did. But then they became the gatekeepers. And I'm not pointing out nobody specifically, but it's like, come on, man. Like, on the West Coast, bro, you ain't nobody unless Snoop say you somebody. If you on the East Coast, man, Jay got to co-sign you. If you in the South, somebody like Scarface, you know what I'm saying? Somebody has to co-sign you. If not, then you on the younger side of it. You spitting all this gang shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You spitting about drugs and this and that.
But I'm gonna be real, even those OG cosigns don't really go as far as they used to go because over the last 10 years, 15 years, I've seen Eminem cosign a bunch of different artists. Nobody gives a
Right.
no offense to y'all, but like I've seen it. I've seen Eminem do songs with them.
Right.
Unless people really resonate with that artist, they don't give a
Not going. Yeah.
Look at Jay-Z. Jay-Z did a whole goddamn album with Jay Electronica.
Right.
Nobody gives a
Nobody listening.
Shout out Jay Electronica because
that's my guy right there.
He had a moment where I was going crazy listening to his music and everything, but then for some reason there was like a 15-year break, and then Jay-Z does a whole album with him.
Same thing with
what's that really do with him?
Alchemist did with somebody. Yeah,
he just did a song with like Davies or something.
He did a whole project with somebody. He produced a whole project for somebody.
Well, he did the new Mobb Deep project, but then also I think Freddie Gibbs. Like he does a lot of shit with like a lot of those guys.
So I think there's like a fan base now that's like there's the hip hop purist fan base that just exists, but that's not.
It's like there's the drill genre, there's the hip hop purist genre, which is kind of like default producer is Alchemist. You got to at least touch those projects for people to really put it in that genre, you know.
And that's the kind of like licensing that I'm talking about. You got to come with the bag. You got to be able to get into those rooms with those people, and then people got to either your grease and palms or do it. Yeah. I've been able, like I said, to get as far as I am, as far as my discography and all that, through just respect, through being in the room, through association, right? And me understanding that, okay, well, he ain't never, just like the shit we're gonna get into with the back on Vermont. I don't even call it. You know what I'm saying? But back on Bloodline or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to certain people not blocking or talking shit, it's like, bruh, the work speaks for itself. Nah, I don't. If I had $250,000, I wasn't dumping it. I would do something with my kids, or go to Georgia and buy 4 or 5 acres and put some prefabs on it.
For sure.
Like I'm not spending $250,000 so you could be riding around in your car singing my songs. That time has passed for me. That was in the 90s. That was when I really, we really sought this shit to be what it is. But you do got this new genre and generation of individuals who are not making music for music. They're making music to sustain their life. They want to make music because they don't want to have to worry about paying bills. They want to become famous because they want the attention that people get that are in that position. They ain't got shit to do with your love of music.
But if you're a rapper and you can even make $100,000 a year off of streaming and some touring shit and some merchandise, whatever, that means that you have a big ass fan base that is going to listen to everything you put out because you need so many people listening to your shit to even be able to make like a decent living. You need to have a serious fan base that would basically make you the kind of person that has like, I don't know, 100,000 people who really give a about you or more.
But who walked these, when we look at the titles of what we call the new gen rappers, the Kendricks, the Drakes, the Davies, the people that are in our age range, they got cosigns. They got walked on. These people didn't come out of nowhere with the tightest shit ever. They was on somebody's project.
They was incubated, right?
They was fostered, sheltered. I mean, not saying it in a negative way, just using the term for what it means. Kendrick was groomed. Kendrick Lamar was groomed
For sure.
to be in the position he in. He wasn't just some hard freestyle rapper.
Just came off the streets.
No, he was groomed. He was. There was levels to his growth and development to where he is right now. Same thing with Drake. Same thing with other.
Still to this day, we see it with TDE. They're masterful at marketing. They put the whole thing together for Kendrick. They made it happen. Now, granted, that also involved him being one of the greatest lyricists of all time and really working his ass off, making all this amazing music. But from the Dr. Dre co-sign to all these sort of like intelligent little media things, going on tour with the right artists, such as Drake, etc. But like so many different things had to fall into place in order for Kendrick to basically rise to the level that he's at.
But the number one lock, the number one door, the number one key, however you want to put it, that we never speak about, the elephant in the room, is J-Rock. If it wasn't for J-Rock, it would be no Kendrick. If it wasn't for J-Rock, it would be no TDE. He's the one who put in that monstrous amount of work. And he was the one who went out there and got that buzz. And I'm not saying
who co-signed him though. Remember, he had a co-sign.
Right.
He had the Wayne co-sign. He had the Wayne co-sign. And that was a big deal for him.
And that was a big deal, especially at the time of what it sits in. Now, we looking at martyrs of music. Like, you're not even getting, look at what Kendrick just did with that last little project with Lefty Gunplay on it and all that. He put random individuals that not everybody is familiar with.
LA guys. Because he was criticized for not doing that, obviously.
Right. You know, so I don't know what his mind frame was. Okay, let me go grab somebody from every section. Let me go grab somebody, which is masterful.
Yeah.
But do you see how it turned out for them? Especially like Lefty. Look how everything just turned on him because he had the combination. He had the cosign from Kendrick. He's Hispanic. You know what I'm saying? It was a whole factor. But I mean, however he acts and whatever he does.
He's sober now. Sober Lefty.
Allegedly.
But what I'm saying is that
a lot of meth heads said that to me over the years.
True.
If it wasn't for that with Kendrick, then that upper echelon of shit would have never. So some people say, oh, you sound like you mad because you ain't getting no cosign. I got on AD about that shit. We did a song like 4 or 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? You maybe retweeted it at that time like twice. I've been pushing this till today. That shit's on my story now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to continue to push my music. It's good music. I don't give a fuck who like it or not. And I don't give a if somebody own it or not, or don't push it, but I understand the scales of this industry. It's like, oh, okay, you want me to do the song, you want me to push the song, you want me to come out for a video, you want me to do that. I get it. Things become expensive. I mean, I'm sorry, there are expenses, and then depending on how your celebrity is rising or who you are, your time becomes more valuable.
Exactly.
I get all that. But homie, I'm doing songs with you cats about the dirt. They go Fats. He was just on Exhibit's new album. He's from San Diego. I worked with him about 3 years ago. I saw where he was going. That's what I do. I see artists, and I'll be like, bro, you got that shit. Legendary baller. You know what I'm saying? Older cat, but he got that swag, and it was like, I need a track from you. So Compton AV. Before all of I got Certified came out in like 2015. I had a song with Compton AV. You know what I'm saying? Because I saw all of that. I saw it coming. I saw what it was going to be. And it was like, no, I don't want to get a song with you to get on, but I want to get a song with you. So when they go back in the Rolodex, they going to see JReal got a record. You go to Minty Slick, you're going to see. Go to Cocaine, you're going to see. Go to Compton AV, you're going to see. Go to all of these West Coast dudes. The only one, I didn't get Nate. You know what I'm saying? I really want to work with Mr. DeJuan Walker. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Free. I would like to do a song with Sugar Free. But for the most part, all of my favorite artists is what the people I drove to work with. And I built relationships with these individuals based on respect, not because I was greasing pockets and talking shit or being the enemy of my enemy. You know what I'm saying?
So I can kind of see where this is going, is that it's hard being an up-and-coming rapper out of LA. It's hard being a Hoover rapper coming out of LA because let's be real, there are at least some people in positions of power on the Crip side and the Blood side that realistically are going to kind of look out for their own, and the Hoovers historically have not necessarily been propped up by the industry in the same way.
The neighborhoods run it.
Right.
Let's just be honest. The neighborhoods have been running the West Coast music industry since the 90s, since the Death Row thing. That's what it was, the Bloods and the Crips. But those Crips were mainly from the neighborhood card.
Right.
You know, when we look at Daz, Corrupt, Snoop, all of these individuals come from that side. Battle Cat, Dub C, you know, even when it comes to the, you know, the Insanes in the 20s and the East Siders, all of these individuals are mainly neighborhood Crips. So, no, I might not have no animosity with you as a man, but I'm not finna let you in the circle. You're an enemigo. I still got homies you didn't dust it off. Homegirls that didn't die. You know, kids that have been struck by straight bullets and shit. People, you know, you robbing, stealing, whoop-de-wobble, wham, bro. I'm not finna. So when you looked at that, I finally started to really see this Hoover shit within the last like maybe 2 years. Really just start to manifest the way you seeing motherfuckers doing interviews, you seeing them on podcasts. And that's not because we like all extra gangster with it and all that, or we like mafioso, we don't talk type of shit. And it's not also because we the most hated in South Central and so we get scared to come outside. It's because we've had a long fight to get to where we at because we are the most hated. We are the least liked neighborhood in Los Angeles. I mean, we maybe got 3 or 4 hoods that we get along with out of the hundreds of hoods that are in Los Angeles. So every door we tried to step through has always been shut in front of us or shut behind us to where if one of us got in, Groovy Q, then it ain't gonna be no whole big ass door. Look how hard Traffic got to work. Look how hard TF got to work. You know what I'm saying? They was just in Kendrick's video. You know what I'm saying? They was just in the video. The homie Floyd, you know what I'm saying? Doing his thing and all that. I'm not saying that he's trying to be a rapper. Exactly. What I'm saying is that these individuals are right there. So we know that the cosign don't always push you to the top because these are niggas that's breaking bread with these other niggas and they still unknown people. Because I could be like, oh, I got a song with Traffic and TF. Who? But if I told you I got a song with Kendrick Lamar, of course, because he's been on ABC, CBS, he performed at the Super Bowl. He's genuinely promoted and pushed throughout a mainstream audience. But when he come back to the people that's really grinding and trying to do this LA music shit, I think a lot of us have realized that we're never going to make it to that place, but we're going to be hood stars. Not hood stars, but we're going to be...
But let me say this, though. I think that's the problem, though. I think a lot of niggas quit because just going back to what you said about the whole wild West Coast artists not breaking out. I've been living in Atlanta since 2019. People don't get it. People who aren't from here, they just don't
understand.
But here's the cold part, and I'm sure you're a witness to this. People want to watch content about it. People will go watch a documentary, they'll go watch a podcast, all to get in depth in gang lore, but they don't want to listen to the music that's being produced by these individuals. They like the culture is so foreign, it just doesn't translate. And when you up in the Midwest and the East Coast and the down South, they have their own individual cultures too, but for some reason they're more adaptable than what we got going on. They're still utilizing slang and certain things, and you even got they Crips and Bloods out there and all that. But for whatever reason, it's this culture is in too much of a niche box to translate naturally.
Like and it's been that way since. I mean, you might not never been to South Central, but I bet you know a line from Minister Society.
Yeah.
I bet you might not never have been to LA in LA County, but I bet you know something from Boys in the Hood. If they don't know, they don't grow. They don't. So that lure of
the West Coast
has always existed. But like we kind of talking about, if you out there trying to chase that Kendrick spot, you know what I'm saying? There's certain levels to it. There's certain people you gotta know, certain places you gotta be in and be about, or you just not gonna do that. You're gonna have to realize that now you're just making music because this is what you love to do. Maybe your music can be incorporated with some shit that becomes a part of greatness, you know, but like I said earlier, 40 years old. I just came from the studio yesterday, but there's no way I'm trying to I do shows, I do all that, but I'm not going with the mind frame like I'm trying to do this for the rest. I'm trying to become the next. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit's dead. It's the same thing with this gangbang shit. Out here gangbanging hard when gangbanging is dead, homie. Gangbanging died in the 2000s, bro. If you're still gangbanging, I said this on the Bible Way. Shout out to my guys at the Bible Way. You know what I'm saying? I said this on there. If you gangbanging in 2025, you've missed the boat. Go sit your dumb ass down somewhere. You getting put on in 2025, you run around still super cripped out, pants hanging off your ass, shitty ass drawers, trying to smoke all types of drugs, not dodging your responsibilities as an individual, thinking this is supposed to look cool in front of young niggas that's dodging their responsibility. You are burnt out. You need to go somewhere. You need to sit down. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Or go back to the pen, because that's the type of conditioning that you stuck in. You know what I'm saying? We don't need that type of shit. And like you said, it's trickling to the South. It's trickling to all these other things to where these youngsters now have taken the gang culture, and instead of putting rags and titles on it like Crips or Bloods, they're just going with the full shenanigans. They just Dracos and switches, and we ain't got to represent no hood. This block, old block, 50 block, whatever block
they'll just make something up.
They'll just make some shit on.
3 letters.
Right. That is some weird shit when you realize, like, oh, this city has all these Bloods and Crips and shit, but they don't really give a they beef with it, which is the same as LA, but it's like LA has had all this time to turn into that.
Right.
Whereas like with these young dudes, it's like they might be from a blood neighborhood. They don't give a fuck. They
like y'all 12 to 16 out here putting numbers up on the chopping block. You know, and why is that? We can bring that shit all the way back to the beginning of the conversation. What are you trying to validate, young man? What do you like vindication? Do you need somebody to tell you a man? Because taking a life is not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? But we know what it is and what it looks like. But
so all that kind of leads up to the fact that I think you, as a person who's been making moves, trying to really uplift your community and do music and all this type of shit, that you see a platform coming up on the West Coast that has sort of like specific Hoover-oriented branding and colors and everything in the form of Back on Figg.
Right.
So you start reaching out to Trell, and that doesn't go so well.
I started reaching out to Smack at first.
Okay.
When I saw the whole, me and Smack very close friends, slept on each other's flows, you know what I'm saying, all that type of shit. So we got a long extended history. When the Back Home Vermont cracked off, you know what I'm saying, I was looking at the situation saying, okay, this is a platform for us.
Exactly.
You know, your platform have been very successful throughout that time of their conception. There's other platforms that kind of popped up breaking and stemming from this platform. You know what I'm saying? Other people's and whatever y'all got going on, they're going somewhere in the extent, you know what I'm saying, in the multiverse out there. You know, and so, and all of these are pocket areas where one can get that direct acknowledgement, promotion, proper marketing, or have that view to where any other time, just like we was talking, if you don't know, if you ain't in the door, if you ain't in the building, ain't nobody gonna know who the fuck you is. But when we got an opportunity to say, okay, well, the neighborhood's been putting on niggas for years and years and years, you know what I'm saying? And then we got the Bloods who complimented, you know what I'm saying, YG, all these, you know what I'm saying? You got all these individuals who really, Mitchie, he hold down Dago like
a motherfucker.
When it comes to this red rag shit, you know what I'm saying? Now we got something that's for us. And we got so many motherfuckers that have put in so much work over a long
so much talent, so
much work that been put in over a long extended period of time. And I get it. You got to get yourself to a point to where you can try and become like a no jumper or drink champs or something that I understand. You got to get those interviews, you got to get that content, you got to get that juice flowing and going. But when you get that, oh shit, look, and I'm gonna use myself as an example because motherfuckers always like you hating and all this shit. Look, JReal, nigga, we know you've been doing music 15 plus. You know what I'm saying? We know how you get in, whoop-de-whoop, how you get in. You know what I'm saying? Let me extend this invitation to you to not try and put you on, but to give you another outlet and avenue to be seen by our folks, by our people, by what we represent. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the homies that they ain't fucking with right now that feel some type of way about it, you know? And if you just gonna go and say, okay, well, nah, JReal, I'm good because you ain't gonna run my numbers up. I'm gonna go put on, you know, whoever, you know, I don't want to name no names, but whoever's been on the show,
well, he's had plenty of people that are considered adversaries of the Hoovers, as well as all kinds of other random people and shit. But you would just think that, like, if you're going to use that kind of branding, and if you really are from this place, that you would kind of be going out of your way. Because I know I've interviewed a whole bunch of Hoovers and really people from almost every neighborhood in LA, and that doesn't come from any particular loyalty. That just comes from me wanting to, you know, support people who are up and coming, and a lot of times not even realizing where they're from until we already are.
Until they come into
until I start doing my research, or until I realize, oh, this guy's not supposed to be on this guy, whatever.
Right.
But I mean, to me, that's like, if you want to put that image out there, that's the least you could do.
Now that was initially what it was with the Back on Bloodline. You know what I'm saying? Initially, the extension, I have reached out to Smack. Hey, let me, pull up. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's just background couch shit, you know what I'm saying? Just to kind of get that going on, that view. We got work going on all over the place. The homie 1952. We got, we got shit going on. Oh, JReal run all that. JReal run all that. You go, you know what I'm saying? Got holler at. Okay, no problem. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know because I never seen you before in the hood or never. I've never run into you. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know who you are, but the homie say you're affiliated. You obviously got all this orange and blue shit going on. You seem to be associated and affiliated with a couple of the homies. And I know your brother is from the hood. Mm-hmm. Like, I know your brother's from the turf.
Shut up, big deal.
Yeah, so, which is really how you really, you know what I'm saying? But that's but so I know of you. I don't know you, though. Mm. And I'm pretty sure the same could be said in reverse, but to come at me on some like, oh, you ain't got nothing that I could use. You don't have nothing that I need, bro. You come fuck with me on this type of time and this type of that. But initially, I'm gonna just ignore you because I get it, you from the hood and all that, but I'm about this. I'm about upper echelon. Me and my girl doing cooking shows and we doing Power 106 this and, we at the red carpet event, you know what I'm saying? Like your girl won't get smashed. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think I think sometimes dudes get to a point to where they think they're untouchable or invincible or they're invulnerable or impervious to other niggas or other motherfuckers or bullies or whatever. Like, bro, your girl can be snatched, your platform can be taken down, your life can be in it. I'm not threatening nobody's life, but I'm saying I could walk out the door right now and get hit by a bus.
Anything can happen.
Some shit could fall out the sky and hit me right now and I could be gone. So what I mean by saying your life can be in it in that type of way is that to have that humbleness, to be humble and have understanding that as I grow, there's other people that could grow with me that I could put on, that I could do X, Y, and Z with. And instead of trying to receive validation for who I never was, 56th Street God, you know what I'm saying, for who I've never been, the work I've never trying to get instead of getting validation like that, let me get my validation through actually with the niggas who are about that life,
right?
Who really actually been through that, who I can make some type of influence, some type of change upon their life. To where now my respect and validation doesn't come from the work I put in, it comes from the work I've done with that person.
And the thing is that if you're going to put out that image with your platform, you already know you're alienating a bunch of people. Right. Because I know that I mentioned it one time as a joke around 4Extra and X4. I was like, y'all ever going to go back on Figg? And it's just, hell no. Immediately. Because what would they look like sitting on a couch that they immediately see as being representative of their enemies or whatever, which is fair, of course, no brainer on their part. But what comes with that also is that you should probably embrace the people that actually are proud of your success, and look at your success as being kind of representative of where they're from. You should try to lean into that and embrace that.
You created a platform that caught, let's be real, man. Y'all got that shit from No Jumper, man. Let's just be real. All right. So y'all was here. Y'all broke off from here.
Peeping game, how things were going.
Yeah.
Which fair enough. A million people have done it. I don't hold it against you.
Not a knock yet.
Hey, some places are places that are home and some places are school and class. Some places you live at and some places you just learn from.
Yeah. True.
Nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking monks go up to the temple, they don't go there and live the rest of their life. They go to figure out how to become monks and then they go start their own province.
And I've realized that almost anybody I put on camera here.
Square real quick.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We can just pause for a second. Yeah.
No, I'm right here. I just wanted to.
For sure. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. My bad. But yeah, that's the type of shit I'm talking about right there as far as like, and then it's like, I see the comments, I got a gang of comments, gang of messages. Oh, you just mad because they doing this and they not doing this for you and all the X, Y, and Z, you washed up and your career, this and that. Like, and I'm looking at, we all missing the point. It's the representation of what we all supposed to be standing behind. It ain't got nothing to do with blowing me up or putting me on, because if I had my way, I put my foot in the door and let 10 people in behind me after you. You know what I'm saying? The homie still ain't like how much work he didn't put in.
And I said something I did a live and I just said, for whatever reason, it just came up and I'm like, it's not like I'm nobody. My interview on here probably at like 130 racks right now. That's not little. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of people who done came up here, did interviews, got 40, 50. You know what I'm saying? So on top of that, I've done numbers, done plenty of things. Not that nobody owes me anything, and you should just put a random person on just because they're a Hoover. Oh, I'm a Hoover, nigga, I should get an interview.
Right.
Nah. But homies that either are trying to make a wave and have something substantial that they can say, hey, I did this music or I'm doing this for the community, should have an opportunity to come up there.
At least highlight them.
At least because it's not like everybody you've had sit down there is this who's moving the needle.
Right.
That's not real.
If you go through like the past 20 episodes that they do,
garbage.
There's no celebrities.
Garbage.
It's all just random homies and shit. Maybe once in a while they get a rapper who's kind of
fake ass beef they was trying to administrate and all this other shit. That's why, and that's another. Go ahead.
No, but that's the whole thing is he try to act super high power. Like, bro, you're doing 4-hour live streams that, like, how much would it hurt you to have the homie who's been killing himself trying to make his music pop off for the past 10, 20 years to come in and ask him some questions for 30 minutes?
Or I mean, that's a freestyle spot.
Literally.
What is that? How hard is that?
Let the people judge, because you bring, like I said, Garbitos, man, the last couple. I used to be Vivid because that's I love Smack. That's my brother. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it after this, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? We still gonna talk about it, even after the fade. You know what I'm saying? Not with him, but even after the fade. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be talked about. But my thing is this: you're at the end of it, you're getting to the next level, walking upstairs that Hoover built. You're not getting to the top floor working your hammering your nails.
Right.
This elevator, Hoover built this elevator. You just happen to be privileged to get on it and hit a few buttons and go to a few floors when you want to and when you can. But to tell the homies that built the stairs that they can't come upstairs with you, that's weird. That's like if I build a 2-story house and I tell the construction crew, y'all not welcome up. You can't come upstairs. After everything's built, said and done, marble floors, everything's washed clean, bye.
Because you're one thing, but like even somebody like Gumby, who's older, has a shitload of respect to me. Anybody who watches him on camera for 5 minutes knows, oh, this guy's really good, very entertaining. But then thinking about it, Gumby's first time really doing content, as far as I know, was with Real Tune from Texas. Then that makes me start paying attention. And even though he's talking shit about me, I'm like, I got to get cool with this dude. I got to do some content with this dude because this guy's fire. We do a bunch of content together. Now he's doing shit with Unk. And then meanwhile, like Trell is somebody who like so should have been tuned into the fact that this guy had some sharp out. And even immediately, the reason why he fell out with Big Deal is because Big Deal, kind of the same shit you're saying, but on a different level. He was like, yo, let me do some streams on this platform or whatever. And he was just like, nah. And that's why he started fucking with me.
Y'all let the Figg Nation, y'all let AD go run off. Y'all let everybody else run.
Well, homies can't get no love.
And grab a part, but these ain't even the homies. Like, AD ain't from Hoover. You know what I'm saying? And I bring him up because I know him. I try not to bring up dudes that I can't get off this microphone and go call on the phone. You know what I'm saying? I know Traffic. I know TF. I know 80. I know these people. You know what I'm saying? I know Smack. I don't know T-Fake, but I know a lot of these individuals personally before it was even music shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that. And so when I look at that situation, it's like, bruh, you chasing the clout, you chasing the numbers, you chasing the bag or whatever you chasing, but you leaving the foundation that you built your house on with cracks in it. You damn near building this shit on sand. It's damn near we can see it sinking. We can see the left part of the house going down and to where y'all got to administer a fake ass beef, and none of y'all are good. Neither one of y'all are good actors. I love Smack, but you're a horrible actor. You know what I'm saying? So nobody believed that.
We saw it coming. We knew it was wrestling the whole time.
You know what I'm saying? And this was in the time. Like I said, we're gonna go over this part right here, and then we'll go over even the conversation after, because I was even asked not to talk about this shit. I was called on the back end like, please, don't. Don't. He was tripping. I was being asked. I ain't gonna say beg, but
who was saying that to you?
That's what I'm saying. Once we go over this,
okay.
Yeah, it's all in line.
No, I know you got some recordings. I would love to hear. Yeah,
we definitely want to go over this because, and my thing about this is that there've been so many episodes where it's not supposed to be about Hoover. Back on Manchester is not about Hoover. It's not about 5-1, 5 Oos. just about the culture and the music.
Yeah, whatever's new and hot and whatever.
Whatever's new and hot, right?
Yeah.
And you know, this person's not affiliated like that, and this and that, and then we get messages that are totally at the adverse because I'm going on platforms, and I'm gonna tell you, it shortly came after our call-in interview. You know what I'm saying? Because I did the viral way, which is what made you want to come in. Oh, okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then we did our thing. And then shortly after, I'm still, now let me say this. Let me say this before we even get into this. This whole time, I'm still hitting T, asking him about the show, trying to work with this whole time. It ain't no, and I see you seeing my messages.
Wow.
I see you watching my stories. I see you seeing the work that's getting on and getting put in. You see I'm working with the same niggas that you got sitting on your couch. I'm doing songs with them. It's not like I'm just doing random songs with everybody. I'm doing songs with the people, the very people that are in the room with you, who can not just co-sign, but you can see it vividly, and you're still now. Okay, what's the business, man? What's the issue now? You don't like what was said about you trying to use your platform to go above the think you higher than the homies? What do you think, you super Hoover around this?
But my thing is, when Gumby has some criticisms about you, you're like, let's get him up here.
Yeah.
Let's do a legendary episode. Now you have some criticism about T-Rail, and T-Rail's over there trying to come up with content ideas. I mean, shouldn't the light bulb go up? Bring this nigga up here and let's do it.
You want to start, you start fake beefs with your co-host that everybody can see right through. Well, this ain't a beef, but it's definitely a misunderstanding, an issue and discrepancy. Why not play off into that?
Right.
And then I ain't asking bro, you're not paying me to come up here. Some of the homies got to get, some people come up here and they get paid to come up here. I got on a 10-hour, I took a 10-hour bus ride to get here. Okay. I paid $66 for a lift to get over here. And I got to do it in reverse to go back because I got other shit I got to do out of state. I took time off of work to come do this. I spent over $400 to come here and sit here. You know what I'm saying? And it's not because, oh, you know, this is going to blow you up and this and that. This might not nobody ever watch this shit.
Nah, they're going to watch it for sure.
I'm sure they're going to watch it. But what I'm saying is, this is not the key. This is not the golden ticket. You know what I'm saying? But it's an investment in myself. It's an investment in what I believe in. It's an investment to what I want the culture, my culture, and my people. And I'm talking about hip hop culture, not just gang culture or black culture. I'm just talking about the hip hop culture in essence. I want them to have a view of the other side because y'all steadily eating up this bullshit and y'all think that's how these people, when they turn off these mics, you think this is how these people are. These people are not like that. Let's let's get into.
I'm so intrigued.
Hey, I got a couple of them on here. I'm just gonna run through them all, and we gonna see you because I'm like, who is this guy?
This is the real version of him that the world might not see.
This is the version of him that he's not portraying. This is the version, and then when you ask me, well, who told you not to say nothing about it? Schmack called me shortly after these messages, like, bro, don't stall him out. Don't do this. He don't know who he's talking to type situation. He don't know who you are. He's not familiar. He don't know what you've done, who you are, X, Y, and Z. Stalled him out. He was just drunk. I'm talking about all types of excuses. So I asked him, I said, look, man, is this content or is this something real? Am I going to pull up on 51st and see this guy and have to get, you know, activo? Yeah. Or is this going to be that was a great... And if so, why you ain't address it like you was just saying? Why you ain't come on the show? Why you in my DMs talking like this?
I don't give a who you talk to, nigga. This West Side, but nigga 52nd Street, nigga T-Rail, nigga 56th Street, God, nigga. You or nobody gonna tell me what it is, nigga. It's West Side over, boy. You talking about?
Just real quick, as long as you known the dude. Even from when y'all was working together and all that type of stuff. You ever heard this type of rhetoric?
I never heard him banging like that on camera. That's why it's like, oh shit, you a secret banger.
And then you see that this is actually his. So that way, because the people may not be able to see.
No AI.
This ain't no AI. This is actually
that would be some
his
new
account.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? So let's.
Fuck you, nigga. Know who I am, nigga. Give a fuck about you, boy. Nigga, we ain't doing nothing, nigga. Ain't putting nothing together, nigga. What you talking about, nigga? I do what I want to do when I want to do it.
That's just crazy to talk to a homie like that, though. Like,
but let's
to get at a homie like that is crazy. Let's get into
why he responded. Let's get into the initial message from me.
Groovy guy. Well, I know you're not from the Grove. We already established that, but
What's with it, man? Niggas need to run an episode, cuz. For real. Niggas, this shit is becoming unavoidable, nigga. Niggas talked to Lil Chim yesterday and some more shit. Niggas need to go ahead and put a nigga on the show, bro. You know what I'm saying? So we can go ahead and hash it out and get to it and get to the end of it.
Now that's what I said. So that response that you just heard from him was his first response.
Nigga, where you even come from, bitch? Look at that rag on your head.
What the hell?
This nigga trying to put his eyes in the screen. Nigga, get the up out of here. Boy, you better go keep making them diss songs, boy.
Referring to the whack diss track that I did.
Where the fuck you even come from? Nigga, what the fuck talking about? We established something, nigga. You're not from the 50s, young man. Who was over there? Your mama over there, man. Who was over there doing that, man? Fuck up out of here, nigga. You talking to, boy? This nigga crazy as a motherfucker, bro. Nigga. Come on, homie. Yeah, just save all the messages, too. Go show everybody.
Go show everybody.
Right. So now, so this is the one that was the most disturbing. This was the last message. I'm gonna play.
No, yeah, this the one.
I'm gonna play my response to all of that, and then I'm gonna play his very last message. And this is why he got to come to the barbershop. This is why he got to come. You know, because we just don't speak that type of way. But let me.
Oh, you from the 50s? You from Fados? For sure, H. You got it. Do your homework on your homies, though. You feel me? And don't worry about it. You got your own specific diss track coming straight to you since you asked for it. And the conversation ain't changed. It still needs to be had. You can laugh all you want to. Still got to be had. So.
And we're talking about that conversation is the representation of Hoover and how he's representing it in a way that's facetious and a lot of times exploitive, and it's making some of us look a certain type of people who are not from LA who watch back on Vermont. They interpret this is Hoover. This is how Hoovers are. This is how they talk. This is how they act. This is who these are them. But we don't act like this. We don't.
Nigga on West Side Hoover, nigga. 52nd Street, nigga. Like I said, nigga. 50s, nigga. Wrong with you, nigga? I don't know who the f you think you questioning, boy. And I don't give a f about no diss track, nigga. This crib, nigga. Fuck wrong with you, nigga? Diss me 100 times, nigga. I got chili out here, nigga. The f you better ask about me, nigga. This Hoover though, nigga. Really 56th Street, nigga. Are you kidding me? Are you what? The f nigga? Stupid ass nigga. Niggas like you, niggas. Nigga, you can utilize me, nigga. I can't utilize nothing you got going on. Not on the set. Nigga, on who I can't utilize nothing you got going on. What's wrong with you, nigga? Niggas ain't finna, nigga, you ain't bullying no scene with me, nigga, on West Side Hoover, nigga. You ever see me on Hoover, nigga, on my mama, I got one arm, I'ma still maniac the scene on Hoover. I'm just trying to tell you. But that's cool, though. But niggas like you, bro, niggas like you.
So before we finish the
maniac the scene.
Is that not,
that's worse than bullying the scene.
Is that not a, now I'm just saying, is that not a call out, call word?
Of course, I got one arm, I'm gonna fuck you up.
See you with one arm, I'm gonna, okay, let's finish the.
Oh, God.
You could have utilized me. You feel me? Instead of doing what you doing. What's wrong with you, nigga? Nigga, you better stop listening to niggas. You feel me? What you going off, my little brother? Nigga, I'll have my little brother knock you out on Hoover, nigga. You stupid, nigga. It's family affairs, nigga. What's wrong with you, nigga? Lil Chim, over here, call him. Call Lil Chim. See what he tell you. Call Lil Chim, see what he tell you. Nigga, it's my last time talking to you, nigga. You, nigga. Fuck up out of here, nigga. Nigga, make 100 diss songs, nigga. Fuck wrong with you, nigga? On my mama, nigga.
And so
You
this
gotta
is
sit in front of the screen, nigga, for 15 minutes and make more money in front of, way more money than you. Out of here, nigga. You know the fuck I am, nigga. Weird ass nigga.
Wow.
that's where we come to, and we come to a point to where not only is you super Hoover now,
Yeah.
super big groovy 56th Street.
God.
56. God. 5
Mangle, ready to mangle and
Massacre.
call it
Maniac.
Now you see my responses.
Yeah.
I can get just as ignorant and all that type of, but you see how I respond, because once again, we as Hoovers have a code of conduct. There's rules and regulations. You just don't. What type of Hoover do that? What type of Hoover talks like this? You know what I'm saying? Even when it came to Gumby and his overexertion, he overexerting on facts. He overexerting on things that are concrete, not foolishness. Not I'm the hardest Hoover on the planet.
I'm the God.
Once again, you talking to your own homies like this while you let the enemigo sit on your couch and smoke weed with you and talk. Now don't get me wrong. Nothing against nobody that is sat on their couch. And it's not no animosity between gang shit, because I just told you earlier, if you gang banging at 25, it's an issue with you. But when we looking at the context of what we talking about, you rather come at your own homie like this, knowing that what you talking about is not validated. You know I'm from the turf, brother. You know I'm from the 50s. Like, you know that for a fact. So you coming at me like that is like, wow, okay. And then you saying you're going to mangle me if you see me. So, that's
automatic. Literally 0% of people watching this right now think that there's any truth to that.
What?
Zero. It's hard to get to zero. Like 1% is a lot. Zero.
And I'm not, because, they listening and people be listening and folks be listening, and I'm not here for diamonds. I ain't here for none of that stuff. So I'm not going to pose it like, oh, he threatened me. Y'all heard it. You know what I'm saying? So now, no.
That's what we're going to keep it where it's supposed to be. We're going to keep it
where it's supposed to be, right? Within the family. Yeah. But at the same time, I automatically get off of that, and I send Smack these messages. I send Smack these messages because you can just forward your DMs to another person.
Yeah, because you forward them to me. After Smack. Smack, it was me.
Me and you was laughing like a motherfucker. Like, who is this guy? What type of blue chews you on? So I immediately send it to Smack, because at this point in time, I need to know, is this serious? Is this something that is a serious situation? Because we do frequent the same areas. There's a very good chance that I might pull up, or you might pull up, and we're going to see each other. There's going to be an event, or there might be a funeral. There's going to be a good chance that we're going to see each other. So is this, because Smack asked me about the Viral Way interview. He was like, is it real or is it content? I told him the subject matter is real, but we making content. I'm still trying to push and this and that, but the conversation needs to be had about how y'all representing Hoover. That's when the videos start coming out. This ain't about Hoover. This ain't about the hood. This ain't about that. But then you see how I talk to him. Look, let's get on the show. Let's have a conversation about this, bro. This shit needs to be talked about. Oh, nigga, 56th Street, God, nigga, I'm a mangle, you all this other type of shit, right? I send these messages to Smack. Smack, I guess, had a new phone or different phone, but Traffic, we all, we all know each other. Smack called Traffic. Traffic called me and said, here's Smack new number, call him. This is maybe within the 5-minute gap of me sending the messages from T-Fake to Smack. Like 5 minutes later, right? I get this call from Traffic. Here's Smack number, call him. As soon as I pick up the phone, hey, bro, stall him out. He faded. He don't know what he talking about. You know what I'm saying? He just lit. Stalled him out. Please don't. I ain't saying he was begging. Like I ain't putting it on like Smack was begging. But what I do believe is that Smack understands that he's trying to build something. Yeah. That he's a part of something that he wants to progress, and having those little sidelines, especially when it comes so close to home. This Hoover business we talking about. That's Hoover business. You know what I'm saying? That ain't got nothing to do with no podcast. They ain't got nothing to do with no rap music. They ain't got nothing to do with no culture. With how you talking to me right there, That's Hoover business.
And say what you will about Smack, but Smack is outside. Like Smack can't really just be like talking to somebody that he might realistically see in the neighborhood and be like, hey, I'm gonna you up if he doesn't actually believe that. So Smack is out here living in reality, and then you got Trell off in Woodland Hills or whatever, basically just running his mouth, acting like he could beat up people that he can't beat up, acting like his brother's gonna beat you up. Your brother ain't doing shit for you. Your brother don't like you.
And we've already, you know, like I said, Hoover business is Hoover business, but those conversations have been had and established already amongst who they need to be.
Big deal is not doing some goofy shit like that.
And it's not gonna happen. It's not happening. It's not at all. If anything, it was like, Rag, they called me Little Blue Rag, 52nd Hoover Street. So it's more like, Rag, you good. Don't even what this to where other homies is hearing about this dude and don't know who he is. Homies is coming home from the pen, learning this internet shit, learning about this podcast shit, and they keep hearing this nigga's name in a negative light coming from little homies. Homies is coming up with the bigger homies like, hey, we gotta do something about it. Triple, because I'm here, the homies here to represent what we're talking about, but there's a whole field of individuals that feel exactly the way we do. We're just here voicing how they feel. It's a gang of homies that ain't been on back on Vermont. You know what I'm saying? It's a gang of homies that's tried to reach out, that's tried to show up, and it's like being pushed to the side. Come on, Smack. You know you done had all types of people up there. Just like when we was talking at the conversation, most of the dudes at the table when we was on the phone conversation was like, oh yeah, I've been up there. You know, I ain't never had no problem with this. I ain't never had no problem with that. Okay, well, where's the problem at? You know, we did
why certain niggas not getting through the door. That's the real question.
Yeah, for real. We getting ready to do some music. We was on the Rival Way, right? Now I see you back on Figg. You know what I'm saying? I see you go on the show. Okay, well, obviously he was still engaged in the same type of conversation. He wasn't like pointing at y'all, but he was in an understanding and in agreements to what the situation was. You just let him on the show.
But it's crazy because that's how me and the Viral Way ended up getting super cool, is because of the fact that when the Viral Way, T-Rail reached out to them to basically do content, and the Viral Way were like, yeah, like we'll go on your show, but you should come through Long Beach and come on our shit too. Like we'll do like a trade or whatever. And T-Rail's reaction was basically like, hell no, I ain't going on your rinky dink little ass show. And it's like, to me, that's just crazy. Like your view counts are not some crazy shit. You are not Joe Rogan. You are a dude doing street content in LA, etc. And that's how like me and the Viral Way ended up kind of hitting it off, because they realized that I was somebody that's like, yeah, if you're gonna come and with my platform and support my shit, then I don't think I'm bigger than you to pull up to drive 45 minutes on the highway to go do your podcast in Long Beach. It's not a big deal to me, you know. And realizing that he just has that vision of himself in his head, but really I think that's what's kind of up his fan base, because you know they're rocking at like 10-20% of the viewership that they used to do, because the fans kind of realize, oh, this dude is not really on the shit that he's acting like he's on. He don't really respect the people that support him. Even the fans, like he'll say right to the camera, like, I don't give a about you. If you don't want to watch this shit, don't watch this shit. I don't give a and that's such a huge turnoff.
The hubris is amazing, bro. Yeah. My shit don't stink. T-Real is amazing. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not taking from what they have done over there. I don't want to take from that. I don't want to exclude that the work that they've had to put in, long hours they've had to do X, Y, and Z, whoever's doing the editing, whoever's doing this, setting that up, that stuff takes work. So I acknowledge that, right? But what are we talking about here, bro? We're talking about somebody who thinks they're bigger than the program. You think you're bigger than the program. And nobody is bigger than the program. And if you think that certain things you do are not gonna come back around to confront you, then you got more things coming in you than you know. I even suggested them changing the name. Call it something else, because like I said, they're putting out videos talking about this ain't got nothing to do with Hoover. Orange and blue, everything in the background. This ain't got nothing to do with Hoover, but you're grooving and cousin and grooving, every other word come out your mouth. You doing personal Hoover stomp videos. When I seen that, I said, why is T-Real doing a Hoover stomp video?
I seen this girl throwing up H's and throwing up gang signs.
She been doing that forever.
Yeah, like what is that?
For work.
You're a white girl from Texas. Don't do that.
Not only you not from the hood, He not from the hood. Yeah. So what are we doing here when it comes to like the homie Bosco who did 30? What are we doing when we talk about like the homie Gumby who didn't put in work? The homie that's my homie Gorilla Hebrew who's mashing the H down people's throat, but with clarity and guidance and opening their minds to diverse thinking about religion and purpose. Putting the H stamp of the H on it every time. And you ain't got him on this show. This is one of the most positive Hoovers on the internet, period. You're not gonna go find a more positive representation of Hoover on the internet nowhere. I ain't talking on religious standard or spiritual standards aside. You're not gonna see nobody in everybody hood working with nonprofits, organizations, all of this stuff, the enemies, people, all the enemigos, all of that type of stuff. You should at least have a Hoover hotspot or a Hoover highlight where every Friday y'all take 15, 20 minutes out to focus on somebody from the neighborhood that's doing something positive or contributing or giving back. You want to focus on putting the youngest, hottest, newest rapper you trying to do on there, and then you, like I said, bro, you radio personality, you cooking, you walking, you're doing everything, and now you super
Hoover over in your DM.
Yeah.
God. I'm gonna tell you what's crazy too, because Milk get a lot of flack. Milk has put on and promoted a lot of different Hoover artists and platforms and got them known. So the first time Gumby was ever even on back on Figg, he didn't go up there. Smack called him in and they was talking about Milk. So Gumby was exploited to be anti-Milk in the situation through a phone call on back on Figg. But you won't let Gumby come tell the story. He got to come up here to tell his story. When that was like 2 years ago when that happened.
Your supposed opposition.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They got to come to your supposed enemies and all that. When that itself is retarded, excuse me, I don't mean to say that word. That itself is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Within itself, to think that a genre of individuals doing something is actually at odds with. Now I get the competition, cool. You know what I'm saying? That's why y'all got podcast awards and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You let the people decide who's the best watch, who's the most liked. You let the people decide that. You don't try and systematically take people, coerce people, lie, and then act like, I did all this myself.
Every time somebody leaves no jumper, hey,
come on,
where's the first place?
Where's the first place they going? Because they watching. But the thing about it is you're watching the wrong way. And for you to come, like I said, Schmack, I love you. You're my brody. You know what I'm saying? And I did tell you that I would leave it alone in the moment, but this has been over a month or so since this happened.
No resolution.
I haven't been contacted by him on any spectrum, from the, let's talk, let's do a show,
my bad,
or meet me on 51st. I ain't heard nothing from you, period. But you this big old guy, and you're doing all of this shit. And guess what? Like I said on the message to him, you got it. You got it. Yeah, you can sit in front of the screen and make, way more than 15 minutes. You sound
that's exaggerated.
Like a female, bro. You sound like a woman throwing her new Birkin bag in another woman's face at the nail salon. That's what you sound like when you say dumbass shit like that. Oh, I can't get nothing from you. You can get everything from me. Well, give me an opportunity then, which I've already been asking. If you can open so many doors and you got it like that where I can learn from you, I can use you, then why aren't you being you? Why aren't you letting motherfuckers use you in that manner? You know what I'm saying?
But you got to remember that JReal is somebody who was raised by his mom. And so I think that that's a big part of why he's got like feminine
summertime
tendencies.
To the hood type of dude. He summer school school let out for summer. Now you in the hood.
Yeah.
One of them type of guys, I knew a lot of guys like that from San Bernardino. Shout out to the Dirty Division in the D, you know what I'm saying? Chemo and Dash and all them. But I knew a lot of guys like that from San Bernardino, you know what I'm saying? They weekends or summers, they be in LA. Then, when I was living out in the Dino, then they come back and they be from somewhere. Now they from Powell, they from Hoover, they from this. Now they the hardest dude out here, but not respected at home type of thing, you know what I'm saying? And so we understand how you played your game and how you got your position of where you at. We know who your family is. We know what your connections are and how your affiliations work. You have to understand that there is a code of conduct to this type of stuff. We all know that. You're not finna invite somebody, like you said, it took you a while to figure it out, but damn, you know, it maybe had to be, damn, I got a neighborhood and Hoover on the show at the same time. I didn't, the fuck, I got a blood in the crib. Somebody just got laid down last week from there. I didn't know about that. I'm just trying to create content, trying to be, you know, this and that. But as far as they're concerned, they have vivid tapped it. You're there. Like Smack is in the street. You're there. You know when stuff happened on Manchester. You know when stuff is going down on Vermont. You know what happened yesterday and this and that and X, Y, and Z. You know the individuals that might have been not participated but affected by whatever is going on. So you have a better sense of understanding than this guy over here who's pretending. And that's why that call came through like stall him out. Leave him alone. He does not know who you are. I told you earlier, I'm the most known, unknown nigga in South Central Los Angeles. I'm known by so many people, but so many people, you guys who's JReal, they ain't gonna know. And somebody told me I should use that as my gimmick. Like, you know what I'm saying? As, you know, being this and that. It's not about being known. I put in my work long time ago. I did what I had to do long time ago. I've paid my dues. I've took my bullets. You know what I'm saying? I've done all of that type of shit, and I've helped try and reform. We gave out 257 boxes this last Saturday at a nonprofit to the homeless people. I didn't get paid for that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't community service that was court ordered. I did that because I took my kids because I wanted my kids to see how they can maintain communal economics without having to go to Walmart, without having to invest in capitalism in the way that it is. That's a whole different subject matter. But this is the type of shit I'm on. But this is the type of shit you on, and you think you're going to continue to progress? You think you're going to continue to elevate? You think your fan base going, after watching this show, you're going to lose 2-3% of them? I know that because I ain't never heard you speak like this.
For sure.
Even to you, even as at the height of y'all arguments and y'all little beef going back and forth with y'all videos and fuck them and this, I ain't never heard them talk about no 56th Street God Hoover crib. I'm gonna mangle you. I'm gonna do all of this other type of stuff.
And that's what the fans hate is they hate when there's a disparity between what you'll say on camera and what you'll say behind the scenes. And because I remember there was one time where I said like, yo, you never got put on. You are not even from the place that you front like you're from. And that just stands out to me because he cried talking about it on camera. He was crying saying, ain't nobody on earth who could tell me that I ain't from Hoover Street. Like tearing up. I'm like, that's not normal.
That's not normal.
You're not supposed to tear up saying where you're from. I finally made you say where you say you're from.
Right.
And now you're crying. That's weird.
Finally, you let us all know what it is because everybody else been saying you're not affiliated. Everybody else been saying that it really has nothing to do with no street or no this and that. It's about the culture. It's about this. It's about giving a section a sign. Like we said, the neighborhoods really didn't ran the bloods, this and that. Even when we talk about like King Lil G and all the, you know, the Hispanic rap scene, you know what I'm saying? People that have been putting on in their sections, you had an opportunity and have an opportunity to shine a light on a section that's been in the dark for a long time, bro. And this is how you decide to use that position in your life.
It was crazy because we got to go back because this go even before that. This go back to Tiger when he was with Tiger. Now I remember when he got with Tiger, and it was a particular homie about the 50s that told me like, "Hey, Tiger from the set. This is what somebody told me, right?" And I'm like,
H-Crown. Shout out H-Crown.
Which it wasn't H-Crown that told me, but it was through that association. Shout out Free H-Crown and all that, right?
Free H-Crown.
So I'm like, okay, Tiger's with the homies. Cool, you know, so, you know, I start getting off into Tiger. So this is how I even see about T-Real through the association with Tiger, right? But I see him, he's on tour, they going on a big tour with Tiger, he's orange ragging all that. Okay, cool, like, the homies is through the door. That's how I'm looking at it.
Right.
So you're supposed to be getting us through the door. You're supposed to be shining that positive light. You're supposed to be that avenue, that venue for us. And then now you're there and you're going, nigga, I'm too big for you, nigga. I'm the like that ain't the way
kiss
to be.
The ring. You coming with that kiss the ring attitude, like you ain't talking to Don Corleone, but that's a different.
And you not where you at the height of Tiger's run when it ain't Rack City no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you should definitely be humble, even going back to when the big exodus happened here, because that was like right after the first time I came here. I came here all of a sudden a month later, everybody left. Right?
Yeah.
So, but I watched you. You know, you let's figure it out. You know what I'm saying? What do we do? What's going to be the next thing? And you got to be innovative in this content space. Yeah. Instead of doing that, he's like, nigga, I'm T-Real. It doesn't matter. I'm going to get here and I'm going to run the chili up and everybody's going to watch me. And he, like you said earlier, he got to be more humble than that. Because you're not going to keep prospering in this space or in life in general with that mentality and treating people like that.
You think you're on top of the world. You think your girl can't get knocked. You think that, you know, you got the bag, the super bag and all this other type of stuff. Look, man, you 1 foot in front of the other like everybody else, bro. Accept your blessings as a privilege that you've been handed to be in a space that not many people can get to.
Mm-hmm. And I think Smack, honestly, is getting kind of tired of the disrespect. And I feel like Smack's kind of hanging on because the money is appreciated by him.
Right.
But I've seen clips of the way he talks to Smack, and I'm like, damn, you gonna up the one thing that makes this shit work is that you got this co-host that actually has like some real passion and energy and is really from where it's from.
He actually got validity. He actually has the name. He solidifies you. Yeah. He makes you what it is that you're talking about. Without Smack, it would be just back on back. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be nothing else but that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Your affiliations and your associations with your brothers, and the homies, we already know how that worked out, went, and all this other type of stuff. But Smack is the cape that helps you fly across the city and save the world. You know what I'm saying? Without Smack, you don't fly, homie. And when my homie is not your mascot. My homie is not your mascot. He's not your pushover. He's not your kid with the dummy hat on in the corner. You could just kick in the ass and laugh about them falling. And I know Smack gonna have something to say. It's not like that, but the eyes see different. When we watch y'all interactions and we watch how this is, it's like, come on, bro. I'd rather you just get your own show. I'd rather Smack just start his own show, and it'll be way more intuitive, and it'll be way more ready to watch because he has that spirit of being an actor, being a showman. You know what I'm saying? He has that showmanship as an individual. T-Real, you just obviously were in the right place at the right times and are exploiting and taking advantage of those right places and right time, but your shit running short and it's running out. And like I said, especially after this, bro, you finna lose, bro, because like, who is you? First of all, you contradicted yourself so many times just in them few messages from all the work you put in over all this time. You shitted on so much of what you said you represent and who you are and how you moving just in a few sentences because you either can't hold your liquor or maybe you jealous of the real. I don't know. Maybe it's because I really am from the turf. Maybe it is because because you looked me up and you seen I got all of this shit going on. And maybe it's like, well, damn, that's the homie, but I can't let him get too much. I don't want to look at it like that, but how many times do we really, really encounter that type of hatred? And like I said, you sound like a female. Oh, I make more money than you. Oh, I can help you. You can't do nothing for me. You sound like a girl that's arguing you down about how she can get somebody else to fuck her in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be with you. I got niggas all on me. Whoa. That's how you sound when you come like that, homie. You sound like a bitch. And that's why I said it's still T-Real.
And I don't even want to like bring this up because I feel like we haven't fully started to seem like we're hating. Yeah. But there was that clip that came out of T-Real and Turks where he sees academics in the club and he had been talking crazy about academics, and then people see him going over there and trying to get a shot.
That bottle of water, man.
Trying to get a shot from him.
How you let the motherfucker do this to you? Like, bro, hold on, wait, bro.
Even just as a dude, that's something.
As a dude,
but as a Hoover Crip.
But you're supposed to be 56th Street guard. What the fuck? You're supposed to be one-armed monster mangling massacring. This is your enemy. This is your podcast enemy. This is your podcast.
But then the shit you gotta watch is you gotta watch the clip of academics reacting to T-Real describing it, because T-Real's like, I went in that bitch, I bullied the whole scene. And it's kind of like Ak is laughing his ass off, dying, falling out of
stripper
chair
in a section. Because you got motherfuckers pouring drink in your mouth.
To the fans, like the fans are like, how can I take you serious if you were acting like you were on some tough shit and we all
drove
saw
the boat. Right.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Ak drove the boat.
That's why.
So and then soon after that, you got a deflection direction of, oh come on, Smack, let's fake a beef. real quick.
Yeah, right. Like, oh, that'll fix everything.
Yeah, that'll fake everything.
They'll forget.
Great idea.
They'll forget. Let's just, fake a beef and this and that. No, bro, we ain't forgot how weird you are, man. You're a weirdo, bro. And I ain't gonna, like I said, I don't want to. Ain't no like defamation of character. I'm not trying to. Put it in a position to where I'm, like you said, it just sounds like continuous. Hey, we'll do. We actually move on to the next subject matter. But I just want to tell you, I need to see you at the barbershop. That's Mando. I don't care if it's now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, or in the afterlife. I need that. You don't talk to me like that. You need to ask who it is you're talking to and talking about. And I'm pretty sure Smack told him afterwards. And that's why I haven't heard anything from him. Because if you would have had and not gave I'm all types of bitches and this and that, then you would have had no problem, picking that number one at the barbershop. You know what I'm saying? You would have had no problem for that. So we understand what it is. I'm going to need that. Now, I'm going to also probably, try and end it here and rap like, I wish you progression and positivity, and I wish you abundance in what you're doing.
We all want to see him win.
I want to see you win, right? But it can get lonely in that winner's circle when you ain't got no team, bro. And it can get very scary when you walking that trophy back to the parking lot by yourself. That's all I'm going to say. You know what I'm saying?
For a fact.
Facts. Yo, so tell me about this book.
Land of No Pity, man, a South Central story. This is my autobiography. Just about being born and raised in South Central, some of the stuff that we went through in the beginning of the interview. Yeah. About, my relationships, my time in the foster system.
Wait, you broke out of jail? I just seen a title. Jailbreak.
Yeah, jailbreak. No, I did not break out of jail. No. I'm not one of them. What was it?
New Orleans.
The New Orleans. No, that was the... that section of the book is when I was incarcerated.
Got it.
And so it was kind of just...
a break.
Yeah, like jailbreak. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Where I made some mistakes in my life and I had to go sit down for a couple months. And that was just the stuff that I went through at that time, separations to kids, fighting with alcoholism, and just all this different stuff going on, I tried to put it in perspectives to where it's understandable by everybody who can read it, but still give it its own vivid signature, because foster care, gang banging, this is the regular rhetoric when you think about LA niggas. Let's just be honest, you know what I'm saying? Like, my story is everybody's story from LA, and not just black people. It's just anybody who's LA County they either got jumped or robbed at one point in time, or somebody that tried to you done ran and encountered this culture in some type of way. So my thing was to be able to tell my story, and hopefully it gives articulation to those who don't know how to articulate theirs. I speak about being essayed at a young age in the foster system. You know what I'm saying? I speak about the joining the gang and what we were talking about, the pressures of a young man trying to find his rites of passage through the street and all of this stuff. And maybe it's some frustrated young dude out there who got that all up here, but he don't know how to articulate it. He doesn't know that somebody else feel exactly the way he feel and been through what she been through and X, Y, and Z. So I put this out for that reason. And the other reason is, just being honest, bro, I wanted to make something tangible. I wanted to create something tangible that my children can hold and pass down to their children. They'll always be able to say, okay, it's reading time. Go get Pawpaw book off the shelf. That's powerful.
That's dope,
that's you know what I'm saying? And I know everybody got books, not everybody got books, but nowadays, especially with this chat GPT and all of this AI
people
shit,
get really
motherfucker can just type some shit in, and it took me 14 months to write that. I self-published it. It took me 8 hours to study how to publish it myself, and it took me 10 hours to publish it on a Monday. So
fire, man.
That was, and I still got tweaks and kinks and all that, but this was my message to the world, but my gift to my children.
Yeah.
Daddy been doing what he doing a long time. Music, this, now I'm getting into acting, all that, but realistically, I probably won't become a Bill Gates. I probably won't have money like Elon Musk. I'm not saying it's not possible, but I and I'm not saying I won't work or drive myself to going towards that, but the reality is in between that mission, what can I do? What can I create now? Like I said, tangible, they can hold, they can see. That's a product of not just their father's mishaps and cups. Yeah, I see empty shot bottles in the trash can. That's what I know my dad for. No, I see books on the shelf. I see empty beer bottles all over the backyard. That's what I know my dad for. No, I got a discography of over 20 years of music. You know what I'm saying? I see my father trying to obscure the perception of my life coming from where we come from. You too, you know what I'm saying, where you come from. Because we, like I said, we all been in this culture all our lives. You wouldn't be sitting here involved in what you're doing if you didn't have some type of knowledge, some type of background, some type of influence, and some type of involvement in this culture. You know what I'm saying? So we all have had that experience. But do we want them to make? Do we want that to be our resume that's handed to our children one day? Do we want to be known for what we've done, or do we want to be known for what we do? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not what I'm done, I'm what I do. So it's a lot of people gonna watch this podcast and they be like, oh, he bitching, he complaining, he hating, he this. Oh, he not this. Oh, he lived in San Bernardino for 5 years. Oh, he moved to Arizona. He got whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a lot of that type of shit. But dig through the bullshit. It's not always about the messenger. It's always about the message.
No, because I'm gonna be real with you. Like, despite the little tangent that we had to do to talk about some drama or whatever, like this interview has kind of reminded me of how much I appreciate doing podcasts, because you actually have a very moving story, you know, coming from the foster care system and all that shit. Like, I mean, I can only imagine how tough it's been to overcome the feelings that kind of left you with as a kid, and to see you having such a positive mind state is very motivational.
Right. It took them babies, man.
Yeah.
There's something called post-traumatic slave syndrome, right? And it's like a systemic thought that's pressed on a lot, especially young black males, of short life. Meaning, like, I just don't feel like I'm gonna live long. Knowing that we could get clout going to the store or this or X, Y, and Z, I might get into it with somebody, or I see everybody around me leaving early. My elders are passing away. The homies, I was just with them yesterday. They gone. They not making it to 14, 21, 25. So we have a short life expectancy mind frame, which allows us to turn on the gene.
Exactly.
I don't care.
Exactly.
Because I don't know if I'm gonna make it to the mall anyway. Well, you can't build a foundation like that. You can't build legacy like that. You know what I'm saying? You want to be a long-term investment guy, or you want to be a day trader? Go ahead and watch some screens and try and wait for that shit to jump in so you can hurry up and click the button, or invest in something that years and years later is going to grant you the cushion and the opportunity to change the situation of a future, of a family member. We sit up and complain about, we got the bag, I can do more of this than you and all this shit.
I got chili.
Okay, well, where are the spoons? Where are the bowls?
Yeah.
Because there's hungry kids out here. So what are you doing, bro? You feeding that light skin. You feeding her all the oxtails and all of that. I see how thick she been getting. Yeah. I told you, your girl's not untouchable, bro. You really think that, all right, one of them NBA players come slide up on your ass, bro. One of them football players, Marshawn Lynch, come do an interview. You'll see how quick.
Don't get me started on Paul Pierce.
Look, people start to fall off eventually, bro. They start to fall off if they have no way to maintain. I might be the most known rapper from Los Angeles, but I'm gonna always leave and imprint my legacy in whatever it is I do. We working on movies right now. Shout out Forced Entry, the movie, California Hooligans. We working on that right now. And, you know, shout out my babies, man, Michael, Jewel, and Malik. Y'all keep me going. Y'all keep me striving. Y'all keep me waking up every day, motivating me to do better. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to my kids. You know what I'm saying?
No, I appreciate you, man, for real. That was a great conversation, and I appreciate the time. And
fuck JReal.
No, I'm gonna put this up here just so we have a reminder for the people to tap in and check it out. If they want to hear it or if they want to read it, where do they go?
We're on Amazon. We got Amazon. You can just type in Land of No Pity, a South Central story, or just Land of No Pity into Amazon. It's on barnesandnobles.com, and it's also on walmart.com. So you can go, you won't be able to get a physical copy but for me, but when I'm pretty sure my name will be, you know, you'll have my name in the title or whatever. So you guys can just type that into any social media platform. It's always use the same name. I don't use nothing different but JReal the Realest. So Instagram, or just even if you want to hear the music, Spotify, YouTube, all of those things, it'll link you to the book. It'll link you to the music. I got daily affirmation videos I do for those who trying to get up out of that anger and aggression and all that, and just trying to have a space where they can kind of get their minds together. You know what I'm saying? I call them gangsta affirmations. No, but I do got affirmations out, and we're just doing a lot of work. So yeah, JReal the Realest, man, DAEST, not IST. And go check your boy out. I got something new coming with Bishop Lamont. I got something new coming with Pookie F and Rude. I got a new song coming out with Omar Gooden. We working, we working. So
for sure. Appreciate your time, man.
My bad. One more.
For sure.
Shout out the Modern. I gotta say, shout out to my guys Sean and Marcus and Tesla Tim, man, because they run they engineer and run the studio I have in Arizona.
Okay.
So without them, I wouldn't be able to do a lot of stuff in and out of state and all that. So I definitely got a shout out there. But yeah, that's it, my guy. You know what I'm saying? And fuck JReal.
No, that's real. Yo, shout out to my man JReal, Gorilla Hebrew. Appreciate you coming through too, man.
Yes, sir.
No John Burke, coolest podcast in the world. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm definitely interested to read some comments on this bitch. So shout out to anybody who watched this, and I appreciate your time, man.
No problem, man.
Much love. Thank you.